I just watched this video where this woman was talking about hoax, about these murders, about the brother that killed the two cops in New York, and calling that a hoax and don't believe that, don't think that brothers aren't capable of enacting, you know, being vengeful and taking action in their own hands. I find the greatest hoax is these hip hop rappers and these knuckleheads out here trying to emulate and imitate these rappers on what they saying when these rappers ain't really living that life. They're slaves to that, to the industry, and they portraying to these knuckleheads out here that they live in a certain lifestyle. When it's false, it's fabricated, and you got these idiots on the street, people like look like me, look like you who's watching this video, wearing they pants, letting their ass be shown, girls disrespecting men, and then when it comes back to them, they can't handle the situation. Instead of being pious and virtuous, we believe in that we African Americans, we taking on these roles. You got some of these people who prefer to hang around people outside of their ethnic race. These are the greatest hoax, because we're believing this crap. I've been telling people for the longest time how to break that spell. And breaking that spell is simple. We got to take hold of ourselves and begin to evaluate our life and see where we fit in society. How can we become a spoke in the will? Because everybody can't be a chief. Sometimes we all got to start off as little braves. And I'll stress brave, by taking that stand and going into the void, the darkness, and becoming a creator of your own life, a creator of your own destiny. So we can break that spell, so we can break those hoaxes. Because that's what's happening. We listen to the radio, we watching television, nothing but tell lies. They just tell lies. And they selling us those visions, and we starting to what they call that part and parcel. We starting to take that upon ourselves and think that we can live the American dream. No, you can't live the American dream because you're fucking asleep. You gotta wake the fuck up and start having a vision on where you want to go. Have that sense of purpose. That's how you break the hoax. That's how you break the spell. So when you talk about hoaxes, that shit that's taking place, it's just been notarized. Now it's just being made public now. But those actions been taking place. As of right now, somebody right now is being treated injustice. Right now, a brother just got slain by a cop. Worse than that, right now, a brother just got slain by his own brother. Those are hoaxes. Right now, to break that spell, once again, we got to start taking charge of our own lives on the individual level. And I've been stressing it for time immemorial. Ask yourself empowering questions. How can I make a difference? How can I rise above the average man? How can I bring out my talents and benefit from my talents? Simple. And understand it is a process. Understand with that process, you must remain focused. And don't allow yourself to be disheartened. That's why I say enter a brave new world. Now it's time to become a brave. And one day, my son, you will become a chief because you will be that beacon. You see, and another reason why we're being disrespected because how we're thinking. You see, when you think, you're projecting that thought. You're projecting the energy. And people can pick up on that. What's coming out of your mouth. People listen to what you're saying, and if you're saying some disrespectful things, how you expect people to be respectful towards you and your actions? Because if you're doing contrary to what you're saying, people gonna say, yeah, Marshmallow, that nigga just talking shit. And I'm not a nigga, for real. I'm a nigga. N-A-G-A. Because my serpentine rise. Understand that. And when you start changing your thought pattern, what happens is you create a mantle around yourself. You arm yourself And people can feel that. People can read that. You become powerful and you repel wickedness. Not saying you're exempt from it, but when you start asking yourself empowering questions, start evaluating yourself, start realizing that every problem there is a solution, it grows, it grows, it grows to where it's second nature. It's effortless. That's the direction we need to go. Forget, keep dwelling on that. Yeah, it happened. It happened. Now we learn from it and we begin to excel for the future. Yes, sacrifices have to be made. And the universe ain't, the cosmic energy ain't always pretty. It ain't always roses. You can get drowned or the wave can carry you. Whichever one you're going to do. Like I've been telling people, you got to run with it. You got to shuffle your feet. All right? You can't be stagnated because you get stagnated, you get picked off. Pow. Easy as that. But it takes time, it takes effort, and you got to be focused. You got to stay on course. You got to start associating yourself with people that help uplift you and benefit you. I said it before, this is the year where you got to cut things off by making decisions. Because when you make a decision, something got to go. Something got to go. And when you make that decision, when you make that cut, when you cut things off, your burden becomes lighter. Because you just cut the excess weight. You pruned. Simple. Make it happen. And that's how you break the spell. That's how we become wise to those hoaxes and be able to read between the lines. Because when we start evaluating ourselves, it's simple to start evaluating things around us. And we find out what makes sense and what doesn't make sense. And I'm not talking about the mighty dollar because the mighty dollar is worthless. We start finding value in other things. And we break the chains of slavery. And the reason why we're being disrespected by other races that come here is, once again, I said, we're not showing respect for ourselves. How you gonna respect somebody when you see a man, his pants half off his ass and he's still wearing a belt? How you gonna respect a man that's rapping about how you gonna respect somebody who's talking like that when they're not even being creative and creating their own raps? They rapping another man's rap when he's a slave to the business, a slave to the industry, getting fucked in his ass, sucking dick. And I'm talking about men. Hardcore, but it's real. So with that being said, that's how you break the spell. Begin to ask yourself, what can I do to have a beneficial day today? How can I be effective? How can I make a difference today? And your brain, this thing in the skull, will begin to work. And it'll find ways to make your life worth something, to bring value to you. And then you'll become a spoke to the wheel. And even a spoke is important. All right? We all have an important role to play. Remember that. So, with that being said, I'm out.